Your nigga lips. Hush. Yo, what's good, everybody, and welcome to the Simple Logic Podcast, where I, your host, Watts TV, tackle multiple topics logically, but also in a comedic fashion. Now, today is going to be, a little bit on a serious tone, but I have a guest, man. Guest, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up? My name's Keith. First time on this podcast. Me and him, we worked on one YouTube video when we did the Lil Wayne breakdown.
Big facts.
Yeah, I just wanted to show some support on the podcast. Think I'll be able to come up with a few topics. So yeah, that's why I'm here today.
Yeah, that's right. Keith the Queef. Tell him.
Can we not have any whole entries? Like, don't introduce me in a whole fashion. Introduce me as
what you mean? That's your name.
That was a horrible introduction.
What you mean? Look,
you're supposed to be the host, right? You're supposed to be respectful on your guests.
I am respectful. That's what people call you.
No, nobody calls me that. You fucking naked mole rat.
Everybody calls you that.
No, right.
Keith the Queen.
Everybody call you Rufus.
Chester the molester. All that.
Who the fuck?
All that. These are the names that you acquired.
See, I tried to start off this podcast without cussing, and I clearly can't do that amongst 2 minutes. What? Has it even been a minute yet?
Oh, no, it hasn't.
Oh, wow.
I don't think it has.
So we're off to a great start already.
Oh, yeah, of course. But, hey, I told you I was going to save it for the podcast. You've been talking shit ever since I walked through the door.
I said hello.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I said hello.
You've been talking shit.
I said hello, and you was just being so damn rude to me. And I was like,
hush.
Yeah,
I am rude to everybody.
I almost sprayed Raid on your ass, but,
talking about pause. Fuck you. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, so the topic today, man, is mental health. I realize that this is kind of a touchy subject, and I am going to be as transparent about this as I can, because we've had conversations before about this specific topic, and a couple of things that I'm gonna say I probably haven't shared with everybody, so yeah, should be interesting. So Keith, tell me a little bit about why you wanted to talk about this, and where are you mentally. And yeah, just share as much as you want.
All right. So yeah, the reason why I wanted to talk about this topic was a couple of weeks ago. I've been speaking to like different people. Like I literally spoke to 4 or 5 different people in a week who didn't know each other, mm-hmm. but I learned a lot about the mental challenges that they had to overcome, and like people that I thought who didn't have any problems going on, like from the outside looking in, you're looking at somebody that has all this exterior things like a nice car or whatever, and then you realize that hey, we're all human, we all go through the same mental battles, we all have like things we're trying to get over.
Exactly.
Heard from that to somebody who used to be, a pistol-toting motherfucker, like, what I'm saying? I'm being real, like, he's always had this shit on him, and then, like, dude was scarred up in his face because he was, like, mauled by dogs and shit, by a police officer and shit like that. So,
damn.
Yeah, so it's like, that cycle into a little bit of PTSD to the point that he always felt he had to have something on him because of how he was brought up.
Oh,
and then,
okay. Yeah. I did not know where you were going with that, but okay.
No, yeah. Because the reason why the cops was on him is because like he was, I think he robbed somebody over speeding or something, and then him and his people did the dash and like got out, but still the officer like caught them and like did the most, like dog sicked on him. Dog bit like a part of his neck, which he felt like he passed out. He woke up to an officer punching him. So
god damn.
Yeah. So him already having the background he was predisposed to as a youth, mm-hmm. around his cousins and stuff like that, and then now he's able to, once he stopped having like a weapon on him. He felt that was like attracting a lot of negative energy, and once he started to become a little bit more closer with, I don't know, whatever y'all religion may be or if you have one, but in this situation he just became closer to God, and then he just been all right. And then he just started having a lot of positive energy come his way, and he said, hey, either I'm gonna work harder or something, or I'm gonna flip something legally. So he just go to the gym, go to the work, and that's it. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, and it's crazy because after I had that conversation with him, he was like the last person I spoke with that week, and then the following week.
God damn! Shut up! Like, ugh. Life isn't this funny, Keith. Why they keep laughing? Life not funny.
No, they going to some trash ass St. Patrick's Day party.
Oh, because
I'm pretty sure.
Because Shamrock the Block got canceled.
Yeah. They're going to somebody's backyard.
Yeah, because I saw that shit. I saw all the white people gonna be upset.
Oh yeah, no, but they gonna find a way to do some stupid shit.
Of course.
But yeah, it's crazy that a week after I had that conversation with that person, I went back to VCU and met with my advisor, and then we caught up, and then he's teaching a mentorship class, and then he asked me to be a mentor, and at the time I was like, no, because you know when I hear the word mentor, I think of somebody who's like financially stable, got all these different assets and all that stuff, like a good person like that. But when he broke it down to me, being a mentor doesn't always mean you have to be financially stable, but just be a point of contact. So if a student is going through like some financial troubles and don't know what to do, maybe I had the same situation and tell him how I steered that course. And so basically being a point of contact. So then, I decided to do that.
Okay. Well, damn, that's all right. That's dope. He even decided to pick you as a mentor, even though you over here wearing pink shirts, huh?
Yeah, because real men wear pink.
Real men.
Yeah, with them tight ass pants you got on, boy.
You looking like Lil Uzi Flirt in that, in that pink shirt.
Yo,
all my friends are gay.
Hey man, what did you say on the first podcast? Hey, you battling with something inside or something?
I'm not battling with anything, bro.
I don't know.
But
hey, so it's all right, man. Hey, a little bit of no circulation going to the head with that shirt you got on. So hey, I don't blame you.
Actually, not that tight.
Yeah, sure. I bet it's not.
It's not. Primitive makes some good stuff.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah,
anyway.
But all right, so tell me, if you don't mind, dive deeper into the things that you've noticed about yourself when it comes to your mental health. Like, what have you? Because recently you called me and we had a conversation too, and you realized that you had something, which was anxiety.
Yeah.
So
I'm about to say, please clear that up, because the way you was opening that up was not painting me in the best light. You called me and you said you had something. I'm like, shit. What I called you and tell you?
Oh my god!
You know something I don't know. Like,
you know what I mean.
I did. That the way you geared that up. I realized I have anxiety, and something I realized like over a year ago, but now it's just that I'm having more cases, and I'm like, oh, that's anxiety and stuff like that. Because one thing I did recently was I went to therapy.
Oh, great! I need to go, bro.
Everybody needs to go, black, white, anyway.
Yeah.
So like, the only reason why I went is because I was just going through a lot mentally with school, because I just graduated, so I had like 5 jobs. I was working at VCU, then I had an internship, then I had a remote internship, then I can't remember my 4th job, but
damn.
But then school, I'm counting as a 5th job. So.
You a regular Rastafarian.
No, for real. Like, me, I'm always gonna be doing something. But
because I have 2 jobs, and even then I was like, whew. So 4?
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
It's not fun. But yeah, they're dealing with all that, trying to get my my grades right, and then also, since it was my last semester, continuing networking with people in higher positions. So if a position comes up, they'll say, hey, I spoke to this person. So it was a lot that I had to juggle, and it weighed a toll on my mental state a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Right. So then I got put on to VCU's having a therapist, and we got it for free.
What the fuck? They got everything while I graduated.
They had it when you were there.
They had it when I was there.
Yeah, but they don't advertise it, or at least no emails, or maybe they did and we just didn't pay attention to emails.
Oh no, I read my fucking emails because I was so bent on graduating. What the fuck? Why do they not advertise that, dog? That's another conversation that we need to have, because college fucked me up. It really did. But anyway, I'm sorry. Continue.
Damn.
Yes.
Just open the door, huh?
Yes. But
yeah. So after I did that, I had like probably 3 sessions because with my schedule at the time I couldn't keep going, but the fact that I had one really helped. So yeah, I was able to feel like now that I got a little bit of a gauge on how my mind works a little bit. So,
and yeah, man, therapy is good because you don't know this person. Like you don't know the person that you're talking to, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but they, for the most part, they just listen, right?
Yeah, no, they listened, and then they also did share some insightful wisdom. So, like, forgive me if I'm maybe battering this up a little bit, but when you're going through something and then you just start hyperventilating, like your chest starts beating, and then stuff like that, you start thinking the worst. It's like the flight or fight stance, and then that's the I forgot the name of the lobe of your brain, but it's basically the back part, and then that's the part,
the temporal lobe. I don't know. I just made. I don't know.
Yeah. You just became a doctor for a second, and then that shit just went out the window. The temporal lobe. In Italian, that means. But yeah, that and the frontal lobe is what actually is the reasonable response. Like, oh, you're panicking, but then your frontal lobe is like, well, this is why that probably happened, and then so you can just break things down more logically instead of that fight or flight. So yeah, so once you start to use your frontal lobe a little bit more and just realize, first you got to realize that you're tripping basically, which is hard to do, but you just got to try and work that out. Like, all right, yeah, I am tripping about that. This probably happened because so and so did that, or
but
because
that's
I
hard,
forgot to
man.
do that. No, it definitely is hard as a bitch. But like I said, if I would never have went to that therapy session, I would never have known that myself. You know, I would have just went with the fight or flight.
Yeah.
So yeah, once I started doing that, then I just became more in tune with myself, like what's the word? Self-assurance. Yeah, self-aware, self-assurance, all of that, because, you know, I used to be around. I had to cut off a few people because I used to be around because
negative energy. Right?
Yeah, negative energy, and then like I had to seek value from others. I had value in myself when I realized others had value in me.
Right.
So when I realized that energy wasn't being reciprocated or just wasn't positive for me, I had to cut them off and then just focus back at home. Once you focus back at home and build like your infrastructure, then boom, you can just go out and buy, like, you know, just go out.
Yeah, man. See, and when you told me about that, I started to think about myself because I already knew I had anxiety. I realized I had anxiety when I was in college too. So I was not the best student in college.
No, you was failing everything. Like,
okay,
I mean, you still slow. You got a degree, but you slow.
Okay, so first off,
that proves you. Hey,
this Negro is lying. Smart. This Negro is lying. I wasn't failing shit. I was fine. I was just working all the time, literally.
Yeah.
But shut up.
I agree with you. I'm on your side.
Okay. Yeah. So I was a journalism major. So all we had was deadlines, and they did not care. They just wanted the story. They did not care how you got it or how you had to do it. It didn't matter. This whole coronavirus shit. If I was in school right now, they'd say, "Oh, you still got to turn that into me, though." Like they.
Well, you know that a lot of the schools, you know, they're just doing it online. So yeah, I believe that you still would have had to submit it on Blackboard or something.
Exactly. They gave zero shits. But anyway, that's besides the point. But one. I recently realized how bad I have anxiety. Maybe I'll say around like 3 months ago, and it's just particular things that trigger it. So right now I'm like in this weird position because I have 2 jobs right now, but I'm still trying to get like my foot in the door with the field that I'm in. And when I think about it to a certain extent, I can start to like panic. So I'll never forget this shit. I was at work and my boss and we're actually really close because she's like close to our age. Anyway, yeah, so she's close to our age, and we were just talking about how I'm about to turn 26 in May, and you know what that means. Like, I have to get off of my parents' insurance, and I have to get on my own insurance.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was 25 that you got to do that.
Nah, it's 26.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 26 because trust me, I know I'm still on there now.
Okay.
But she didn't mean anything negatively, but she was just saying like, yeah, you got to do this, you got to do that. Yeah, man, you know, hopefully you find a job soon because I don't know what you're gonna do. You need to look at Obamacare and then my heart started to beat so fast. I started look when I'm really anxious, my foot starts to tap.
Oh, so that what that means?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Cause you did that quite many a time.
Yes. My foot starts to tap, my leg starts to shake, and then I start to sweat. And she's looking at me like, she said, I'm not even joking. She said, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you okay?" I said, "No, I don't know what's wrong with me." I said, and then like 10 minutes later, I said, "Oh shit, this is my anxiety." Mm-hmm. And when I realized that, I calmed down.
Yeah.
And I just had to breathe, bro. Like,
yeah, it sounds like your frontal lobe. You was like, all right, boom. That's why I'm acting like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that I know I'm acting like that, let's see what we can do so I can like alleviate this pressure that I'm feeling.
Exactly. You are exactly right. And you know what I do for that now that actually helps me?
What?
So my one of my friend Jennifer, she goes to VCU too. She actually recently told me to do this.
Oh, shout out to Jennifer.
Yeah. So every morning when I wake
Helping
up,
out the homeless.
fuck you, man. So every morning when I wake up now, I write positive affirmations.
Yeah,
down.
affirmations. Yeah.
I do that maybe 10 times, and I repeat them over and over and over again, and it makes me feel better about life. Even though I'm still in the same situation that I was when I had that panic attack, I know that eventually, like, I'm gonna be okay.
Right.
So that's when I realized that that I had like anxiety for real, because I always knew I had it to some extent, like driving. It's small stuff too, like when I can't find parking out here, that triggers my anxiety. That's why I hate coming here.
Well, I mean, that's understandable. Like,
yeah, because if you live in Richmond, you know a lot of the times you will not find parking. But
what you were saying about the affirmations, yeah, I got put onto that too a while ago. It just feels different when, instead of having your thoughts trapped in your head, it's different when you actually are able to write it out.
Yes.
Because and also, if you want positive things to happen, affirmations deal with law of attraction. So you're putting it out there. You're actually putting what you're trying to do in real life.
Right.
We just had like a little technical difficulty for a second.
Something like that. But I'm gonna make it work.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
You kind of look like you a referee at a boxing match now. Like, yeah, I can't see him, but he's like gripping the fuck out this mic right now because it fell.
It's okay. It's just because the table is so damn thick, but it's all good.
Yeah, but yeah, when you write down the affirmations, it deals with law of attraction. So, like, for example, that's how I feel that not only, of course, like my spiritual beliefs, but also the affirmations worked hand in hand, which is why I was able to graduate and get the job that I have. Because 2 years ago, I wrote down that I was going to have this job. Oh. And granted, it didn't happen immediately, but it happened. So, you just got to have that faith. If it doesn't, what you write down, if it doesn't happen right then and there, it's still going to happen, but just not when you feel that it's right, it's when it is right. So.
Dog, and let me tell you something. Yep, a lot of stuff is just falling apart right now, but it's okay. And let me tell you something. I remember when you wanted that job, and at first you didn't get it. You were like almost heartbroken about it. You were so pissy.
I was, because college student get a job interview that's part-time, that's paying close to full-time hours.
Right.
Yeah, it's something that made me really determined and wanted to get that. And then I became really disappointed, depressed, because I wasn't in the best financial situation. And then I had an opportunity, and then boom, it didn't pick me. So, that hurt. But now that I'm actually doing the work, I'm realizing that, dang, I don't know if I would have been able to do schoolwork and then have this job and then be good at both.
Right. See, and it's funny how things work out, man. It really is. But there is something that I wanted to talk about, because I feel like people really don't talk about it as much. It's life after college, like post graduation.
Yeah.
It can be rough.
Yeah, it can.
It can be really rough. And like I said at the beginning, I was going to be as transparent as possible. So I'm going to share something with you guys.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. I already told.
Tanner was out here turning tricks.
Shut up. Shut up.
For swipes.
got any swipes? Nah, but when I graduated college, I wasn't in. My parents don't even know this shit. I would probably never talk to them about it, especially my mom.
To listen to your podcast.
She's not gonna listen to this.
Right.
Probably not, but I don't know. I was not in the best mindset at all because once you graduate college, it's just a constant thought of what now. I mean, I still I'm more positive about things, but I still have that constant thought of what now? What am I going to do? Where am I going to end up? And
yeah, that's what I do too.
Right, and like most, just like most college graduates, I am not in the field that I studied in. I am not, because I realized, like probably my senior year, that it just wasn't for me. Because I mean, journalism is pretty much, it's low key like a 24-hour job, which is just it's not for me. People are constantly working in cubicles. They're unhealthy because they don't have time to go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just constant stories. So when I realized that, I was already working in the current field that I'm working in now in Parks and Rec. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna continue to pursue that and hope that something happens. But for going on 2 years, nothing was happening. And I was in a very tough spot. About 2 years ago, around December, I was in a real tough spot. Have you ever felt like you were alone, even though that you had people around you?
Yeah, when 2 years ago, when I was living in my old, the worst apartment in the history of this world.
Yeah.
And I used to be, like I said, I was in a bad shape financially, and then I turned into mentally, because I had to decide whether or not I was going to have money for food or save up money for rent.
I remember that, yes.
And I was very prideful and didn't want to ask my parents, because my family doesn't come from money and stuff like that. So I just, at the end of the day, I was always making sure that day was straight, and then I had to fend for myself. But
of course.
But yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So how can I put this? There was a point where I felt like that, and I didn't necessarily want to be here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes I would just, I love anime. I would just turn on an anime, not even watch the ceiling. I just wanted some background noise, and I would just think, like, I mean, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is the point in being here if I'm just going to just pretty much lay my life away like this? So that was a real tough time. But what got me through it? I remember around that time, I started to get into my YouTube more, because I felt like I didn't have a purpose, I guess. And doing something constructive like that made me feel like I was supposed to stay here to do something. Mm-hmm. And I'm a creative guy, so I constantly, I'm doing this podcast. Obviously, I constantly thinking about shit to do on my YouTube channel. I'm trying to build my own computer, so all of that actually helped me. And not to say that I ever thought about actually like going through with committing suicide or anything like that. It's just great that even though I felt alone, I still knew that I had people around me that wouldn't want me to go.
Oh yeah, like I would check up on you around that time. Like I still do, but I was checking up on you for sure around that time.
Yeah, so that's a decent feeling, man. Like, that'd be selfish of me. I don't want to take myself out and just leave the people here that actually, care about me.
Yeah, that'd be kind of horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I'm just not that type of person. Like, I mean, Keith, I joke with you all the time, but if you told me you needed something, I'd try to help you.
Oh yeah, I know. Remember that time when all right, so let me tell y'all something. So, like I said, I was in a bad shape financially, so I was like trying to find a job anywhere. So, boom, I got this job offer in Chesterfield.
Huh?
Chesterfield.
Oh, okay.
All right. I don't think anybody's gonna catch that joke unless they're like 35 and up. So yeah, I had a job in Chesterfield, and at the time my car broke down, and I didn't have like a way of getting there anymore. So I was like, man, I really need to go in for this date. I hit him up like 2 days prior or the day before, saying, hey, I need you to. I'm living in Richmond. I need you to pick me up and take me to work. I'll find a way back. And then, he lives out there.
Yeah, I live.
But I live in Richmond. And then for that commute, that's like a 30-minute not 30, but like 20-minute commute.
It's about 30.
Yeah, and it wasn't even the fact that it was also going to be at 4 in the morning.
Yep.
4 or 5 in the morning. He had to wake up at 5 in the morning, and then I had to be there at 6. So yeah. Yeah. It was like any other regular person wouldn't do that, but he was like, all right. I don't even think you even combated the idea. He was like, all right.
No, bro, because look, man, everybody needs a hand at some point. Like, for real. Especially like if I rock with you and we've been close, like I'm just like, nah, man, that's too early. Get the hell out of here. I need my sleep. He's like, yo, you got a job? All right, bet. I'm gonna make sure that you get from point A, and you say you can get, you get home. All right, cool. Just let me know what you need. But that's all. I've always been that type of person. But yeah, I wonder how this episode is going to be perceived, because I never really, I never really.
Hopefully helpful,
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully, somebody may have been going through something, and then hearing this podcast, he be like, oh wow, so if he went through that. And he went through that, and they're still here, and it sounds like they're all right.
Right.
But, and maybe it's like some faith for me. Maybe somebody's listening and thinking that.
I hope so. And you know what? I actually, another thing, I had family members that went through this that I know of. Obviously, I'm going to protect the innocent, and I'm not going to say their names, but I've had a few family members who felt like this before, and I've witnessed it. So... Again, what was that? What was the term that we just talked about? I was self-aware.
Yeah, being self-aware.
Yeah, I was being self-aware at that point, and I just kind of immersed myself in some sort of work. But it's funny because the more I started to work on like my social crap, like my social media crap, and then like my YouTube and my creative stuff, yes, I started to go in the hole again. Like, and this was a little more recent, because I wasn't happy, because I feel like this kind of gives me purpose to a point, and the content that I was putting out, I was going through the motions, and being on camera, it takes something out of you. I don't know why, but it's a lot of energy, and I have to give energy. If I don't have that energy, I have to fake it, and that is exhausting. So now I'm in the process of changing my entire setup. So like I said, I'm building a new computer. I am probably going to get a new camera. I have been, I'm going to stream more. I've been recording myself playing, video games. Shout out to Keith, because he told me about Kakarot. Kakarot is the shit.
It's crazy.
Love that game, man. And you know what's crazy? You know how many Dragon Ball Z games that was similar that came out like that? A few.
What do you mean, like Budokai?
Like similar. I don't. If it's Dragon Ball Z, I don't care. I'm getting it.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah. If it's, as long as you do the story justice, and me, I like you to use the same. I like when they use the same words that they use in the anime.
Yes.
Like at least somewhat close. So
yes.
I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Or they include some scenes in like the anime. That's some things that I like.
Yes, because it's just pure accuracy.
Yeah.
Like it's a dope notion. But anyway, yeah, man, that's pretty much the stuff that's been going on with me. I had another question for you, but it just left my head. God damn it!
You need to come more prepared, sir.
No,
This is a disgrace. Like, how dare you?
Shut the hell up. No, when it comes to us, we first of all, the questions have been just I don't usually worry about it. With anybody else, I probably have questions, but everything just pretty much comes to my head, because when we talk, it's just a normal conversation. Now I remember. So, what advice would you give to somebody that is going through anything, whether it's anxiety, depression, loss?
The very first thing I would recommend is probably one of the hardest things to do, but talk it out. Like either if you not for real, if you can if you have like someone you consider like a close friend or a close family member, then call them and talk to them, because odds are they've had the same situation too. And you know, not only would you be getting some things off of your chest, you might also help them get something off of theirs, and it becomes that balance, and then you build like a closer relationship through that. If you don't, then you can like try writing it out. Like I said, once you bring it to life, you know, it might actually help you see, all right, this is what's going on with me. I'm seeing that right now. Let's see what I can do to not have that feeling occur. Writing it out can help. And also one thing I do is I have like a lot of meditation apps, and I do yoga like almost every morning.
I hear yoga is real helpful.
It really is. It's like a spiritual connection, and also it just helps you. It really does help you feel better. Like you could wake up. I do it in the morning, so when you wake up, you don't really want to do anything, but as soon as you finish doing yoga, then like you're ready for like whatever the day has for you.
Right.
So that's one thing. And then like I said, the app. One of the apps I use is called Headspace, and they have like I think 10 or 15 free videos that you can listen to, and and it's not something that you listen to and then you can't re-listen to,
right?
And then it doesn't give you the same effect. You can still re-listen to like the first video, and it will still help you, and then you can alternate it from having it to be 5 minutes, 2 minutes, or 10. I think those are the only 3 options. So that's helpful. That's what I use. But yeah, we all gotta find our own way. But that's some good tactics.
Okay, that's what's up. To see, that's how I know you actually have been looking things up, because you answered that question without even thinking.
Oh yeah,
like you practice what you preach.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I like how self-aware you are now, bro, and keep it up. Keep it up. We got to stay healthy out here, especially with the C virus out here. Don't call it by its name, because for some reason, I explained this in my last episode. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why. But if you talk about it, YouTube like, nope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, yeah, that.
You always got to stay healthy in every way.
I just made like. All right, so let me tell you something. So I was at Whole Foods 2 days ago, and I had in my basket like some vitamin C stuff, because even before this, I told myself I was going to get more on like my vitamins and stuff like that, but I just never really taken it seriously, to be honest with you. But then now I'm like, all right, yeah, I really do got to be on my stuff, and I had like some vitamin C stuff in my basket. Then I'm looking at these because I got an oil diffuser. I was looking at some new oils and stuff like that, which by the way is also a good technique to either help you sleep or just to calm you down, depending on which oil you get.
You're a grown man if you have an oil diffuser.
Yeah. But big boy status. But yeah, while I was getting the oil, I seen this couple walk past, and they was like joking. Like I had my headphones in, so I guess they didn't think that I was listening. But they was joking. They was, because I had the vitamin C stuff. It didn't do. It's like, I don't understand it. Just wash your hands, and then you'll be all right. And then I'm like, fool! If somebody coughs on you, you can't wash the air.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? At that point, if somebody is near you and they cough on you and you breathe, you inhaling some of that in, and then that's up to your body to decide if we strong enough to fight this.
I just got the funniest visual of a nigga trying to like clean the air with soap and
some Windex.
Just some Windex.
Yeah. Breathing in like all-purpose cleaner.
It's the big deal. It is a big deal because it is spreading like wildfire.
Yeah, it is a big deal. But as long as you continue to have healthy habits, so just keeping your body clean, but it's also you got to be careful, try not to clean too much, because then you wipe off some good bacteria on your body, which makes you more prone to like negative stuff.
Look at that. So in a nutshell, guys, make sure you take care of yourself mentally, and externally, I should say. But all right, on a lighter note, we are going to move on to the story of the week.
All right.
Now, I didn't even tell you what this was, but this actually made me laugh. This comes from Twitter. So people were dragging Megan Thee Stallion. Do you know why on Twitter?
Well, is it because of her album situation?
No. it's because that she's in school right now, right?
Yeah, in like Texas on online classes.
Yeah, she has a 2.7 GPA, and people were dragging her for it, like making fun of her. I don't know.
The same people dragging the guy like don't go to class.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
And let me for those of you who like do not know how GPAs work, a 2.7 GPA is actually a B average. And she is an entertainer. So not only is she, working out stuff with her contract and like, trying to put her music out and performing, but she has a B average. That's impressive. I don't understand why people are dragging.
It really is impressive.
Yeah. Matter of fact, Keith, ask me what my GPA was.
What is it?
Degree. Ask me again.
No, I'm not asking you.
Degree. That was my GPA. Degree. Your GPA is not gonna get posted on your degree.
It really isn't. I thought I didn't think it would, but I knew it wasn't. But everybody,
I know what you mean.
Everybody wants to make it so important, but the only way that is important is for you to take other classes. But like you said, as long as in your major you meet the minimum qualifications, then you straight. It's not gonna be represented on your degree, and when you have an interview, they're not gonna ask you, so did you graduate summa cum laude or?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. You can put that stuff on your resume,
but they don't really.
Nobody gives a shit, bro, about your whack ass 3.8. You did all that work to get the same degree that I have. Congrats. That's stupid. I mean, when it comes to school, anyway, I'm not a school person. If I would have started doing this already, I feel like I would be further.
You do?
Yeah, but no, I just cannot believe people on Twitter are horrible that they are really dragging her for that. Like,
you got nothing else better to do. Like, to be real with you, like, let me tell you what happened to me recently.
Oh God,
man, I'm at work and I saw this video about a homeless dude doing like a magic trick.
I saw that shit.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah, so it was a homeless dude doing a magic trick on the street, and I think it was like a melon or something. It was like some type of gigantic fruit.
It was large
that he made disappear, and then dude just took it out of his mouth, and then people are like, how that happened? So I don't regularly comment on anything, but I was like, hey, somebody needs to find this guy and put him on like one of those morning shows.
Right.
And I'm saying that thinking that if he's on a morning show and he does a trick like that, maybe it might help him with stardom or help him get some type of money and open up a door for him.
Something.
Yeah, so after I said that, a lot of people liked that comment, but then only one person was like...
there's always one.
Yeah, there was literally just one. He was like, hey, that trick was really easy. I guess it doesn't take much to surprise you or whatever. And called me a simp. And then, mind you, I didn't know he said that. So I'm going through work, just living life and stuff. So I'm going on my phone and I'm looking at my Instagram notifications, seeing that I have like 23, 25 notifications. Like, what the hell's going on? So
and you don't know, you just said some shit.
Yeah, I just said some shit, and then most of those notifications were people coming at that guy that said something to me.
Right.
And then like basically, people just literally are bored and have nothing better to do, so they just try to say something.
Bro, first of all, he sounds like a hater. Oh, that trick is really easy to do. When it comes to magic, I know it's all, mainly misdirection. But still, I mean, there has to be some technique in there.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm like, they did it off of a smartphone on the street. So I don't know how much plan of a attack that was. But yeah.
Yes, and that is my issue with the people on Twitter, and I feel like people just want a reason. I don't know why, because Meg Thee Stallion, like she's not really problematic. Like,
no, she really isn't, which is great. Which everybody needs to be a little bit more like that, because she's just in her lane. She's just making sure she is able to make music and drop her albums, while also saying, "Hey, I want a degree too," because like a degree can open up doors.
Yeah, like if this doesn't work out, then maybe I could try something else. I mean,
or not even just that. If it doesn't work out, is when this does work out, and when I'm done, I can jump into something else.
Right. Talk that shit. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So, Guys, leave Meg Thee Stallion alone. She doesn't do anything. All she does is make music and shake her ass. Let that woman live.
You can't say no to that.
Yeah,
it's
you
just
can't.
life, Just let her live.
And she doing her thing too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wasn't too big on her little EP that came out, but I do that song. I think it's called Savage. That shit fire.
Oh no, she definitely has some club bangers for sure.
Oh yeah, most def. But all right, now on to the question of the week. Give me 1 second so I don't misquote.
Yeah.
So someone has recently asked me on Instagram, how does a millennial comprehend politics? Now I'm gonna tell you how I tackle this. So read.
Yeah.
That's literally all you have to do. All you have to do is read, and niggas do not want to read. No one really wants to read. That's the problem with our generation. All you have to do is read and see what appeals to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it comes to politics, for me, when it comes to like Democratic candidates, because I'm a Democrat. When it comes to Democratic candidates, I always check to see if they have some sort of black agenda.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah, you want to make sure that you're, being represented in their future plans.
Exactly. So how are you going to help me? That's what I look for. So my advice to you would be just look it up. Look it up. Whatever that you need, whatever you feel like is perfect for you. For example, so I would prefer Bernie over Biden just because I feel like Biden a little slow, bro. I don't care if he was a part of the Obama administration.
Mm-hmm.
He's not, for me, he's not all the way there, and he hasn't really established a black agenda.
But Bernie 158 years old, who knows what's going to happen?
Bro, he's not that far from Donald Trump. They're close in age.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's not that far from Donald Trump.
Mm.
They are really close in age. So that doesn't matter to me. But for me, a lot of the things that I'm not going to go too much into it because I don't want, people to come at me.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be a real political.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make it like as vague as possible. But for example, my parents are older. So they wanted to vote, or they did. They voted for Biden because of, he was going to help people that are of older age.
Yeah.
And more, not so much as millennials, but Bernie, he is. So I'm a millennial. So I'm like, hey, I like this guy.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. That's his.
I fuck with him.
Yeah.
he's a cool guy.
So without like digging extremely deep into it, that's what I would say. What about you, Keith? How do you comprehend politics? Like, what do you think about this?
Well, basically, if you want to know, we have access to information out there. Thanks to the age of technology. So if you ever have a question on somebody's agenda, like I just look up from multiple sources what they said, what have they done.
Accredited sources also.
Yeah, because you can also, you gotta be careful. That's why you gotta have more than one source, because if you just go off one, it could just be biased, and then you find something else out and then you don't believe it, but it may be true. But it's the fact that one source that you rely so heavily upon didn't state it, then you're just oblivious to the truth.
Exactly.
So it just gotta be open and out there. Like, for the past couple of years, I just started getting really into politics because actually my vote started to count.
Yeah.
So you just have to really look it up.
Yeah, see, you hear that, guys? Read. READ. Reading is fundamental.
It's fun too. Ain't nothing better than having like 5 books in your room that's you already read.
Yes, especially if it's something that you want to read. Mm-hmm. Like, and for all those people that like comic books and nerds that like manga and all that shit, if you read that, you can
read a 559 page manga comic, then you can read like a nice 132 book.
Yes, and let me tell you something. I am one of those that reads 500 chapters. I can do it, but I also look up stuff on the internet, especially if it's about politics. And that's another thing. Do not, millennials, this is for everybody. Do not, I repeat, do not get any type of information on social media. Social media is not an accredited source.
Now, I agree with you.
Yes.
But still keep that information that you gather from social media in your head, but still look at other sources. Don't just heavily rely on Instagram.
No.
Or
oh
social
no,
media.
you're right, because you need to compare.
Yeah.
Keep that source in your head so that you can say, oh, wait a minute, this is actually something else.
Mm-hmm.
So they got this wrong. I don't want to go to them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But just do not go to Instagram, Twitter for your information unless it is coming from an accredited source.
Like Baller Alert, you can trust Baller Alert.
God,
you
no,
can trust
cannot.
Baller Alert. You can trust
No,
World
you
Star. They got
cannot.
the most
No.
up to date news coverage 24/7.
No.
You wake up, brand new news.
No.
That's
no,
why it's called news.
No. Do not trust Baller Alert. Do not trust, especially Shade Room is the worst one.
J Room's the best, actually.
Do not trust the Shade Room. Do
They-
not trust any of these. Remember when I just told you guys earlier in the podcast that I was pretty much a journalist. Like, I was in the field doing work. Do not trust any of those
They
sources.
have 5 accredited journalists.
Shut up. Hush.
I'm just bullshitting.
Yeah, I know you just saying stuff.
But they don't know that, so I just gotta be real. I'm like, yo, hey.
Hush. Oh man, but there is something else when it comes to that. Something else I want to address. TMZ. So
Probably the worst
actually,
people ever.
no.
No, I'm just saying they are bad people.
Okay, so we're gonna nip this in the bud right now,
Okay.
right? We are gonna nip this in the bud because
let's-
I
let's
have
nip it.
yeah, because I I have different feelings about TMZ. So I would imagine that you're talking about the whole Kobe Bryant situation.
That's the most recent, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the most recent one, right? Okay, so let me ask you a question. If TMZ, because they have connections everywhere.
Yeah.
They are just in journalism in general. They have become more reliable just because of how many sources that they have, and a lot of the stories that they have written are true.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them, if not all of them, right?
Mm.
So if TMZ did not jump at that chance to write that story and said Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash, do you really think CNN, NBC, Fox would not have jumped at that chance to report that? Do you think they're gonna call Vanessa and be like, hey Vanessa, did you hear the news? Because we waiting to post the story.
Now, no matter who would have done it,
Mm-hmm.
it would have been bad regardless. Because
Yeah.
since my major is PR,
Mm-hmm.
you're supposed to confirm things with like not only the authorities and also get
Yes.
the confirmation from the family to be able to release that. That's supposed to be how the correct way is supposed to go. But
this is different. This is different, and they did confirm it. Not necessarily with the family, but if they confirmed it with the police.
it's the way they did it was so fucked up because like one minute they say, hey, he died. Then the next minute say, oh, he actually survived. And
Oh
then
no,
it
that
like-
was that wasn't TMZ.
That wasn't TMZ?
No, that was not TMZ.
Oh, okay.
That came from somewhere else.
Because I could have sworn TMZ had 2 different stories.
No, that was not TMZ. But I hear you. But when it comes, journalism is dirty, bro. They do not care. Just,
Oh, yeah.
Just as long as they get
Get the
money,
story. Get
as
the
long as they
story
get the
out.
story and they get that money. But that's my point that I was trying to make, because literally any one of these agencies, companies, news outlets, they would have jumped at the chance.
I
and that's
definitely
just
agree with that.
and that's just the name. That's just the name of the game. Like, if it's to like get traffic to your website or what have you,
Yeah.
they're gonna post it.
Like, her name's Gail King. And,
Yeah. Oh man.
What's
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Gail fucked up a little bit.
But it's the fact of the yeah, she fucked up by asking that question, but it's also the production company, like the
Yes,
channel,
big-
for only using that snippet
Because of the way they
knew it was
promoted
gonna,
it.
Yeah, they knew it was gonna
Yeah.
attract attention.
I mean, it was smart on their end. Look,
yeah,
but-
if you're, it's smart if you wanted to attract attention, but still it's morally wrong.
Yes, it's horrible, and I like me as a person. I do not want to chase money, especially if my morals come into question. Like, so yes, Gail should not have asked that question. The man is dead.
Yeah.
And I understand that was a part of his legacy,
Yeah.
but
You had your chance. You had like
you
20
had
something
you
years to
had
ask.
exactly. You had so many chances. Don't bring it up now just because he's dead. That's really disrespectful to me.
Yes.
So, yeah. But in a nutshell, Always go to accredited sources. When it comes to politics, just read, dog.
Oh, and also, I'm glad we're back on reading. It's nothing more sexier than seeing like your significant other or someone you're trying to mess with have like a bunch of books in their apartment or house. Because like, I'm pretty sure from what I heard from women, they like it when they come over and see a guy like have like 5 books and stuff like that. But yo,
like, yeah, I read.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah. But then it hit different too for like a guy when he go over to a female's house and see, oh yeah, that's the 5 elements or
laws of attraction.
Yep, or
The Alchemist.
Right. Yeah. Richest man in Babylon and stuff like that. You're like, yo, okay, she know a little something. I could build with this,
Right. No, I feel you. You honestly, you absolutely have a point. So ladies, you heard that, right? Just read. Have some books in your apartment. If you want to get some good D. If you're talking to an educated brother, have some books in your apartment.
Shit, even if you're talking to a hood nigga that don't know how to read, as long as you know how to read, man,
look, if
he gonna feel like he won the lotto. He's like, shit, this girl know her alphabet. Let me borrow your Nissan real quick.
This girl know the alphabet.
All right.
But no, seriously, that's the key to everything, guys. And even, my gosh, for example, this is another great example, right? So Dreamville Fest. We were recently talking about the Dreamville Fest.
Really recent.
Really recent. And I already told you why I wasn't gonna buy tickets.
Yeah,
I said because of the C virus, and I knew it was
canceled.
And it got postponed to August. So literally, in the post, it said, the date is going to be this, that, and the third. We were going to post the lineup this week, but we're going to hold off till next week so that I think it was next week. Don't quote me on that. But they said we're going to hold off on the lineup till next week so that we can still confirm that these acts are still coming, right? All in the comments. Where the lineup at? When the lineup coming?
Man.
Where the lineup at? Yo, what the fuck? It's right. It's in bold letters. Read. That's all you have to do. Read. That's what's wrong with people nowadays. People don't fucking read. I can't stress it enough. Gosh, I'm sorry. I went on a tangent.
No, yeah, you went a little deep there, buddy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. It's just
got some water over there.
You
want to drink some?
I've been sipping.
Okay.
Because when I talk a lot, I get the cotton mouth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I appreciate you guys. If you stuck around for this long, I thank you for listening for this.
Yeah, this is almost an hour long.
Yeah, almost. When it comes to these episodes, like when I'm doing by myself, I usually want to keep them like
30,
between like 30 to 40.
Yeah.
But if I have a guest, like an hour or an hour 10 max.
That's 2 dynamics right there.
Yeah. So it just all depends. But yeah, man, this was a dope conversation.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for listening. Remember, if anything that you gathered from today, drink water.
Oh God.
Water is essential to
like
life. You know what I'm saying? If you have a tummy ache, water.
Yes.
If your head hurts, water.
Herpes, water. All that.
You got splash water on there too.
Yes.
So
clean it. Yo, the last girl that I was just like talking to.
Huh?
Hold on. No. Let me explain. No, let me explain. It's because we were talking about water. Let me explain. No.
All right.
Okay, so she first off, I never wanted to do anything with her because she never drank water. You know what she drank the most, Keith?
Soda. Iced
tea, sweet tea.
Oh man, her kidney's about to kill her.
Exactly.
Kidney just frowning.
Exactly, and it's just, man, I could just imagine it'd be reeking. You need to drink water.
Yeah.
You need to drink water. It is essential. Well, I can see how that was perceived at first.
Yeah, just straight went from herpes to, my last relationship, let me tell you, you never felt burned. Like I felt burned.
I am herpes free. I'm good. I go to the doctor regularly. Also, go to the doctor. I don't care if you have a tiny cough. Go.
Yeah.
Yes, please stay healthy.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of nervous. I'm going to the doctor now because all this shit going on. Because somebody might shut up. Because somebody there might be sick, and then I'm like, damn, I was just going there because my foot hurt.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. But they're the people that think that they have it, they're turning them away. Yeah, they turn them away so they could just stay quarantined.
Oh, so they can just self-isolate.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so you just in the crib just drinking all day.
Exactly. You know, drink vodka. That kills
alcohol.
Everything.
Kills germs.
Yeah, sure does.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I have been your host, Watts TV.
Oh yeah, and I've been your humble guest, Keith. You know, enjoying life, telling you to drink water, and dropping knowledge on your mental health.
It's on you in a jazz radio or something. Nigga.
Yeah, you saw the swerve.
Yeah. But all right, guys, I appreciate you for watching. Like I said, these will update as regularly as every Wednesday at around 11 a.m. So thank you for all the support. Please continue to listen. Yeah, man, that's it. Peace.